A matchup coming up here, Kyle. We got the 2 and the 3 seed.
Yep.
The Johns are already there, so they are ready for the winner of this one, and we are ready to play ball. So we have Matt Wright and Riley Newman at the top of your screen. Dylan Frazier to return. J.W. Johnson up at the kitchen line. Let's play pickleball.
And for me, Dave, this is such a fun matchup to watch because both these teams stylistically actually share a lot of similarities. But as far as just their personalities, Matt Wright and Riley Newman will get in your face a little bit more. They'll talk, they'll pump themselves up, in the exact opposite tempo for Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson.
And a nice speed up from Riley Newman off the two-hander there.
0-0-2.
And look at that counter from J.W. Johnson. He was really good in their quarterfinal.
Yes, he was. And Riley Newman, you see how he's leaning middle, figured that would be the location if J.W. Johnson did swing back, but he's able to get it behind Newman.
Good leave by Riley Newman. We got new paddles all over the place. Matt Wright's playing with a 12mm Onyx. There's a good look at that, just hiding right behind him. Riley Newman is using a 16mm Obsidian from Gamma. That's coming out here. You see it on the edge of your screen right there.
Yeah, a lot of these players are switching to a carbon fiber face to really maximize that spin that they're able to impart on the ball.
Nice overhead there. Yeah, I drilled with Riley on Tuesdays, just trying to get that dialed in, and he's got a little more shape, and that's the challenge. You get this new stick, but you're going to go play the best players in the world. You better feel good about it. That's unbelievable hands from Dylan Frazier right there.
Yeah, most people don't realize there's not much of an off season in the pickleball schedule. So when you're trying to make changes to your game, try a new paddle, you have a short window of time to get comfortable with whatever you use.
I mean, are you kidding me with the hands?
And that's the level that this game's getting to at the highest level. It takes 4 or 5 clocked counters to actually get through on either side here.
And Dylan Frazier splits the middle, and a good start for the youngsters.
Yeah, so tough to do. Riley hit a good spot right at the Frazier right hip, and somehow he straightened that out, no problem.
Good night.
Second serve.
So again, we talk, you love to say it, I agree with you, the fire and ice matchup. The crowd is not into this yet because they haven't had a chance to get behind the 2 loud players at the top of your screen.
Favoring Team Ice at the moment.
Yes.
3-1-2. Side out.
Nice ball by Matt right there.
Yeah, didn't just stick the volley, but was able to get down at it. Allowed him to find the J.W. Johnson feet as he was moving in.
Beautiful flick from J.W. Johnson.
Yeah, you mentioned how well he played last match, and it seems to be a carryover so far, really maximizing his lean with that backhand flick, his signature shot.
Yeah, because he was dealing with full-on Diamo with Julian Arnold and Thomas Wilson firing at him, and he was more than up to that task. And there's the Matt Wright attack off the bounce on the forehand. That's beautiful.
Yeah, he's as good as anybody in the world at initiating offense, like you mentioned, off the bounce. Great job threading the needle there.
Bad luck off the tape, and Matt Wright stuck with it. That can be hard to do.
And it looked like he straddled the kitchen line, almost like a half Ernie, giving him a little bit more reach inside there.
Oh, we have a ball comes flying over from...
Rain and pickleball is out here, Dave.
Everybody just hold up a basket.
Yeah, stop lobbing over there on court 25.
Yeah, come on, 25.
Second serve.
I like the choice by Riley. Realized they were unwinding the stack there. Thought he could drive and crash in, just couldn't get the drive over.
No, left foot push.
Nice. Oh, we got a push off from Matt Wright. See that again, but the Don Stanley alarm clock went off, so that's usually very accurate. We'll get a look at that if we can coming up. And that goes deep.
Yeah, Newman looking down at his paddle.
Yes.
We mentioned that it's new. I've made paddle changes in my game, and it does take a while to get fully comfortable on all the shots.
And sometimes you've played a lot with your buddy, and you still run into him on a ball in the middle. Let's talk through it, boys. And you saw the wild elbows of Riley Newman where you know something's coming, but couldn't put the combo together. And Dylan Frazier's hands have been terrific to start this match.
Yeah, he's been attacked about 5 times on the right side of his body, and they've been good attacks, and he's handled just about all of them so far.
And now Riley Newman continues. He's got a little more grip on that carbon face and lets him shape that forehand better than he's been able to. Just again, a matter of, do you know where that is in your backswing? Good pressure from Riley Newman there. It's like a wedge. Where's 60 yards? Where's 70 yards?
Exactly.
You just don't know.
Always calibrating out there.
Yes.
Second serve.
Didn't work out for him there, but you know, I think a lot of people can take note from Riley Newman. Even though he's missed a few attacks and hasn't been playing up to his standard yet, he gets more aggressive with his footwork as he's struggling and just lets this game find him. I've seen it time and time again with him in his matches.
Yeah, if you change who you are on the court, you are going to lose.
Yep.
And this is new, so he's started to attack more off that, but clearly has some extra confidence in being able to hit his spots with that ball right there.
It takes mental toughness and confidence to fire a couple of times, it not work, and say, hey, this is what I need to do. I'm going to keep going.
And trying to use the Newman willpower when he's on the other side, that's very difficult. It's usually thwarted by some higher power. See it right there.
I need to see a top court tutorial on that
on
from
Newman.
the Newmans.
Yes,
I need to learn that one day.
All right, top court team, there you go. Willpower from the Newmans. Next tutorial. Holy mackerel. And that goes what? I don't know how Dylan Frazier got a paddle on that, because that was absolutely peppered right at him.
I think just fighting for his life kicked in and made his hands just a couple degrees faster.
The fight or flight instinct.
Second serve.
There you see the first little conversation. Matt said use it. That wasn't, even though he was talking to Riley, he wasn't talking to Riley.
Right. Wasn't looking at Riley.
No.
Said it way louder than he needed
Yes.
to tell Riley. No, and this is the gamesmanship that these guys have. They're trying to break your confidence in any way that they can. And, you know, if it works, why not do it?
Absolutely. I mean, J.W. Johnson, just ridiculous.
Yeah, just lightning fast hands. That's tough to teach, Dave. If it was teachable, I know. Sign me up to learn.
Please, another tutorial again. We got a couple we want. And there's Dylan Frazier firing off the bounce. So this is the thing that they all know they need to add when they're playing in this type of a match.
Yeah, the margins are much tighter, right? They know it's like playing a mirror, right? People that can do the same things you can, you have to look for those small opportunities to be just a little more bold at the right time.
Dylan Frazier can't quite get it to crawl over. We've been at 5-2 for a little while here. Unlucky off the tape there. Matt Wright tried to do something a little fancy from the shoe tops. 6-2.
Wow. Just wow, Dave.
Yeah, what, does anyone else have any questions about my hands here? Because I sure don't, J-Dub. And they keep feeding the beast, and the beast is roaring. Johnson Jungle is fully engaged here.
And this is where it's a fine line between staying confident and being stubborn, right? You can stay confident and keep attacking, but mix up your locations a little bit. I just think the J.W. Johnson backhand counterpunch has been tested enough. I'd stay away from it when I could.
9-2. Just deep on the serve, but my goodness, what a terrific start for Dylan and J-Dub. And we have a side switch on the far side. And we have a backside of the paddle reset. And we have a ball off the tape, and Matt Wright gets to wear that one home.
Yeah, just a perfect start for Frazier and Johnson. If you're fans of them, this is exactly what you wanted to see.
That's great court coverage by the old man on the court. Look at him run around.
Yeah, I haven't seen J.W. Johnson throw in the lob very much.
No.
I didn't really hate the play, but just great coverage as a team by Riley Newman and Matt Wright.
I mean, it's such a explosive back step for Riley to get there, and then great read by Matt Wright. You can really look fast if your anticipation's good. He was all over that.
Well, it's great to kind of understand that when your partner goes back for the overhead, it's now your job most of the time to shift to the middle and look to pick off anything that you can reach and do that modified I formation, Dave.
3-9-2.
Wow. Okay. And they got a ball off the tape, and there was, I'm going to go with the word intent there on that. That was just clobbered.
Pretty good body control
Yes.
by Newman there to change his shot and still be able to stick it.
Matt Wright can't handle that one. And again, the Frazier-Johnson hand wall is up, and it is impressive.
It's a huge factor because Newman is closing in slightly off the line, and Johnson and Frazier are saying, we'll go at you because we still have the positional advantage. Most teams can't do that.
Second serve.
That time it's Riley Newman finally gets
9-4-2.
J.W. Johnson jammed up a little bit. Dylan Frazier catches Matt Wright. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
It looked like it deflected off of him. Absolutely. That's twice he's gone cross court to the Matt Wright body effectively. So we'll have to see if he continues to try that. And I think the key is not overusing that play, but he's calibrated it and balanced it perfectly so far.
Yeah, that ball, from my eyes, definitely hit Matt Wright. So I believe we are at game point here. Don Stanley set us straight. We are indeed. Here we go. And another ball off the tape, and my goodness gracious, Frazier, Johnson. Terrific. They do have a title this year. Yep. They'd sure like a shot at another one, but this is no easy mountain to continue to climb. They got game one. And a great job by J.W. Johnson. If you know they're going to just keep throwing it in the middle, reach in, you're not going to get hurt.
Exactly. Just really, yeah, they're bringing it all right now. They're playing within themselves, but when they have something to be aggressive with, they're being very bold at the moment, and it's working out.
So
and
they
this
get one to
is
start.
Crunch time here for Newman and Wright. We're talking about it. This would be, if they lose this match, this will be 3 tournaments in a row where Riley Newman does not play on Championship Sunday. We're used to seeing him there for multiple events.
And Matt Wright has been stationed on the left and ripped the forehand down the line there. So Riley even took a step over there to play that time. It's like, okay, yeah, that's right.
Second serve.
And that was the big question when this partnership came together last year. 2 alpha males. Who's gonna play the left?
Yeah, just because there's 2 great players, it doesn't always translate into a good partnership. You really have to have an understanding of who has the advantage in this situation and be willing to put your pride to the side.
And that certainly paid off last year with several championships and several Sundays and great battles with the Johns boys. They'd love to get another one, but big amount of work to do here on Saturday. Oh, no.
Frazier's played such a clean match so far. Certainly wishes he had that one back.
Yes, sir. 1-1-1.
Just so good from J.W. Johnson.
Well, really amazing because he was on the reach and he decided to backspin that. It looked like a block to me, and then he countered the next one. So to have that discipline to not counter every single time when you're stretched out is really, really high level, Dave.
And there's that big forehand from the Michigan Wolverine, Matt Wright. Blasts it down the middle. Oh, Riley Newman saw it but couldn't do it. You know, you talk about new partners, old partners. These two have played 110 matches together.
Oh, my goodness. So if there isn't chemistry by now, there won't be.
J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier have an 82% winning percentage.
Yeah, no, these are two of the, obviously, the best teams in the game. So much match experience together in mixed doubles. They can do it all.
Second serve.
And the last time these two teams played, this was in Mesa earlier this year, and it was 11-3, 11-6 Wright and Newman. So we've already had a change in that script.
Yeah, and I remember hearing the scores to that. I was very surprised at the time. But again, when one of these teams plays lights out, sometimes it doesn't matter who their opponents are. Back to Newman on the left here.
Wow. Unbelievable defense. And then Johnson just sort of took a swat at one right to his right. And this is just, look at that thing.
He saw that the apex of the shot was going to sit up and just decided to slap it right at Newman.
And a miss-hit return worked out.
Yeah, kind of an obscure point there.
Don't usually see a drop in the kitchen return.
Got Newman back on the right side now. And to me, Dave, this is why they're doing that formation change, is when they've got Newman on the right and Wright on the left, the middle dink is no longer a safe zone.
No, right foot was on right here. Second serve.
So I think Matt Wright was caught on the Ernie.
3-4-2.
Good read, but couldn't get the feet out of the kitchen. And Riley tries a big-time curl.
Yeah, definitely ambitious. You know, we talked about that, the new paddle having more spin. Maybe he's feeling like that shot's maybe more available. But yeah, definitely pressing a little bit at the moment.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me with that get? But what? That's just mean. Dylan Frazier, that's just mean. That's one of the best gets you will ever see, and then he drops it in front of Matt Wright. What a smart shot from
Has to use
Dylan.
the opposite hand, brings it back when it was behind him.
Second serve.
Lightning fast hands right there from Newman. My goodness.
5-3-2.
Just wide. Matt's going to hit the ATP anyway, just so everyone knows he had it.
Oh, he had it.
He
had it. leave no doubt.
This is go time. I mean, 3-5, game 2.
3-5-1.
Don Stanley making sure everybody's lined up properly. Oh, man.
Look for Riley to play very fast between points.
4-5-1. Point.
See him being a little cheerleader for his partner. Knows, like you said, that it's go time. They need to play their best right now.
Second serve.
And just in between what to do there. 5's on a 2. Unbelievable. And if you're wondering, well, why are there so many balls off the tape? It's the margins you have to have. If you leave it up, you get absolutely blasted.
Well, it's absolutely a game of inches at this level.
Again, if they're in this position, it's rare to see that ball in the middle, but J-Dub's looking, and he got it.
Yeah, they're still content with dinking it there and letting Newman and Wright go first. They're trusting their hands enough that they're saying, hey, I don't think your attacks are working today. I'm going to make you show me that you can get that through.
And we are at 7-5. Such a good backhand. Just get that out of here from Matt Wright.
Yeah, he didn't just make it. He completely swatted it, and that's what it takes right now to get through these young men.
7-5-2.
Oh, my goodness. And the net cords continue, and that's only going to add to the discomfort of Wright and Newman. We are at 8-5.
Yeah, you see the frustration in their body language on their faces right now. They're competitors. They're going to make a push here as much as they can, but right now, just nothing seems to be going their way.
8-5-2. Side out.
And if Frazier can get out of the way, that's going to be well out, but there's just nowhere for him to go right there.
Yeah, he slid into it to try to keep it a backhand, but you're right. I think if he would just laid off of it, probably would have been wide.
Oh, and you knew if that happened, there was going to be a roar, and the loudest roar from these two is a net cord. That's good news if you're Frazier and Johnson.
Second serve.
But you see them both put their arms up in the air. What they're basically saying is finally something went our way like we're talking about.
6-8-2. Side out.
And that's a tough ball for Matt Wright to deal with if Frazier gets it, because it's cross court, and then the reply is going to be faster than your hands are capable of being.
Well, like you mentioned, when the downside of speeding up cross court is you know that you're attacking, but your partner doesn't necessarily know. So the likely counterattack usually goes to your partner. Tough for them to be that ready.
Second serve.
And there's that use it comment again, directed
Oh, yeah.
straight across the net.
Point.
Oh, and Matt Wright finds the net on that forehand, and Frazier and Johnson are 2 points away from making it to the final.
Side out.
That's a big shot there from Matt Wright.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward for him to redirect
Yes.
that volley, but he saw that Dylan Frazier was in transition, so he didn't just make it, but he found the feet in an awkward location. Really high-level shot right there.
And that time Frazier is able to get out of the way.
6-9-2. Point.
First time we've seen a miss from J.W. Johnson in a while. He's played a fantastic match.
Just pulled wide from Matt Wright.
Let's look at your feet. Anything?
And they could challenge it.
Side out.
Looked wide from the live feed there, and they are not going to challenge.
Yeah,
So
I think Wright even knows there's a good chance it was out just from where he attacked that from.
Second serve.
Oh, and stuck at 9 again. This is a very precarious spot for all four parties, actually. And that sails just deep, so stuck at 9 again.
This is go time here. I think when you're stuck on a number that long, you never know.
Oh, Riley Newman was begging that to go deep. He stared it all the way to the ground, and it hit the line.
He was still looking at the line after the point.
Yes, sir.
Left it up in the absolute worst place there, and J.W. Johnson ready.
I think he's won every single attack point that he's had an opportunity to hit that backhand.
So good. And it's Matt Wright that comes out on top of one of the best points of this match. Riley Newman hit the deck in the middle of it.
Amazing point. And Matt Wright says, you're not the only one with lightning fast hands out here. Unbelievable.
And again, they cannot get to 10. This is massive. That's 3+ opportunities. Oh my. And that's what can happen when you are switching sides repeatedly. Who's got the responsibility, Kyle?
Well, the other potential advantage of the middle dink over and over again, if there's enough pressure on it, puts that extra communication pressure on your opponents.
Point.
And a error on that one, and we are at 8-9. And Riley keeps firing away, and we are knotted at 9.
Yeah, see a big fist pump out of Newman. He went at the J.W. Johnson backhand. First time he's been able to get that through in a while.
And that reply from Riley Newman somehow stays in, and they...
No, amazing. Seemingly Johnson and Frazier in total control, and it's Wright and Newman with the first game point.
And they funnel it to the middle. They get the
some clutch hand battles that they were able to win that kept them alive just long enough in game 2.
And there's a great response from Dylan Frazier.
Yeah, saw the attack coming. He took a step to his right to be able to get the spacing to punch that one-handed backhand counterpunch. Beautifully done. What a shot by Matt Wright. That was not an easy ATP. You see how he curls this around with side spin to bring that back. Perfectly placed in the corner.
And Matt Wright says, get that out of the middle.
Yeah, Matt Wright has really stepped up his game over the last game and a half or so.
Winner with the forehand on the ATP and then a backhand volley right down Broadway.
Second serve.
Some great feet from J.W. Johnson to get in position to knife that back cross court.
Yeah, and to make a penetrating dink when he was that much on the move was really tough to do, but it got him the error there.
Oh, now they're starting to talk and saying he wasn't ready for it. Okay. That was a lot louder than a person standing 1 foot from you needs to be for the volume choice. Pretty sure that was the man 40 some odd feet away as the recipient. Okay.
And a prolonged stare after that exchange there, and this is what they're wanting to do. They know that these guys, Frazier and Johnson, have a ton of ability. They're trying to break their confidence and get them to second guess themselves out here.
Oh, and Matt Wright looks to pull the trigger but finds the net. And this middle dink formula is what the Johns use on both these teams.
Yeah, it's funny how you can kind of steal some tactics from other matches when you're watching. It's definitely been middle dink central here today.
Wow. Whoa, by Matt Wright. He is on everything right now. That was a full swing counter. Just good night.
His hands have been dialed in lately. But it's Johnson and Frazier that get that exchange. Really important for your confidence,
Yes.
not just to win the point, but to win one of those fast hand exchange points.
Which they were dominating earlier. That's a good leave. Great choice on where he drove the first one there, Kyle.
Yeah, really handcuffed Matt Wright. What I call zone 1 outside the body, kind of forehand zone, but if you have to play a backhand there, you can't do a whole lot with it.
And it was a ball off the tape that got them going in game 2, actually. They finally found a little energy. They would have been not their typical selves due to the play from Frazier and Johnson. They get one here.
Yeah, nice location there by Matt Wright, just getting Frazier extended enough to earn the error.
And they keep throwing it there, and they've gotten the mistakes, and they've gotten the balls up. And Frazier and Johnson have got to come up with something to do with those middle dinks. Every point, it's like we're at a haunted house. There's a scream around every corner here.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing a timeout, you know, potentially from Frazier and Johnson, or that.
Or a disgusting dribbler right over.
5-3-2.
We will switch sides at 6. And just effortless power, angle.
Had it all.
Carefree,
Yes, sir.
you know.
3-5-1. Point.
That time it's J.W. Johnson flying in, and it's 4-5. This is going to go to the wire. Can't come up with that one. Matt Wright lets us all know that it was short.
Helping the officials out with the calls.
So thoughtful. And just again with a extended stare down after a beautiful counter finish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matt Wright is seeing the ball like a watermelon. Right? Such fast exchanges, and he's taking big cuts.
Again, nice use of the drop shot in front of Matt Wright.
Yeah, of the two of them, Matt Wright has less foot speed than Riley Newman. Great choice there by Frazier.
Dylan Frazier that time is up for the challenge. So Wright and Newman have had chances to switch with the lead. Can't get it done.
Second serve.
We don't even need referees. Matt Wright's happy to tell everybody where the ball's going.
Well, and it's a funny dynamic right now, Dave. Every time Matt and Riley win a point, they cheer. And every time that Dylan and J-Dub win a point, the crowd cheers because they're not cheering for themselves. So I think the crowd feels like, hey, you need some energy on that side. We'll try to bring it for you.
And Frazier tries a body shot, but Matt Wright gets out of the way. Another chance to switch with the lead. Not right there.
Yeah, that's got to go back to Dylan Frazier where he has less reaction time. Yeah, J-Dub says that's a no-go zone.
And there's that inside-out attack from Riley Newman that has caught Dylan Frazier. Have here, these two teams have played recently up in Minnesota. It was the Youngs that won 11-5, 11-9. Before that, it was Wright and Newman who won in Arizona. And this time, we aren't just playing two, we're playing three.
Fitting,
and it is
fitting for the tiebreaker between the two of them, each with one win this year.
Oh, and couldn't quite get the pancake back. That doesn't usually happen.
No, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Normally, that's the area where the pancake's very easy for him to get down on. Looked like something got fumbled with his grip there.
And a demonstrative out call from Matt Wright.
5-6-2.
Just catches the back line from Newman. And he keeps going after Dylan Frazier.
Yeah, again, we talked about that confidence and knowing who you are. It hasn't worked every time, but Riley Newman is not backing down. Anytime he sees an attackable ball, he's going.
And now J.W. Johnson perhaps saying, you know what, this middle dink, I'm sick of it. I'm going to fire from there. Catches the net, and he catches it on defense, so it costs him a point, 7-5. And another dink into the net. The ball before that, most pros would have tattooed. It was up in the middle, and Johnson didn't do it.
You wonder if maybe indecision and changing his mind and deciding not to attack it maybe was why he made the error on the dink.
Oh, Riley Newman saw it, just couldn't get on top of it.
Yeah, he was waiting for it, like you said, but just enough spin on that from J.W. Johnson just to keep it down just enough.
8-5-2.
8-5-2.
Matt Wright is shaking his head, but his bobblehead would be not in its head because it is 9-5. What a counter.
Yeah, we talked about how he's just seeing the ball huge right now. His counters have been
in the bounce.
9-5-2.
And a shortage of Newman willpower out of the timeout. So here we go.
Second serve.
And J.W. Johnson can't find the range.
Yeah, and you just get the sense here that for Frazier and Johnson, that just making balls isn't going to quite be enough. I have a feeling that they're really going to need to come up with something special to take down Wright and Newman here with where the match is at.
Beautiful inside out finish from Matt Wright.
Yeah, and you can see them staying with that middle dink and just think that changing the strategy, working the edges might be a better play now here at this stage in the match.
And that is where they need to put the ball to set themselves up, outside.
Yeah, and that's what generated the pop-up, going at the Matt Wright feet to his backhand, pushing him off the line, and then leaning in after that and attacking.
That is a phenomenal read from Matt Wright, but they caught him in the kitchen.
Oh my goodness. Let's see if Johnson and Frazier can use that. That is huge for them.
Looks like the heel came down well in the kitchen. Dylan Frazier starts the fight that time.
And
6-9.
They're moving the ball around a little bit better. Not every time, but they're working the edges just enough to make Newman and Wright do different things.
There it is again. And Riley Newman has seen enough. He's calling timeout. So these two are starting to problem solve a little bit. When Matt Wright's on the left, you got to go outside. They started doing it.
In touch, but they're having to adjust to what their opponents are doing.
Oh my goodness. The spin off of that goes directly to the right, and we are at 8-9. That's one of the most athletic players in the game. He couldn't even get a paddle on it. That was bizarre.
I've never seen anything like that happen.
That time, Matt Wright's feet are okay. Wow.
And that's the risk of going to the edge if you're lined up with Matt Wright. He's taken that away with the Ernie. Clutch play by him.
Oh my goodness. You can hear Riley Newman directing traffic throughout the point, and he attacks, and young Dylan Frazier was ready. 99 in game number 3. And a paddle clank in the middle, but they survive it. Wow.
Huge side out for Wright and Newman. 9-9-1.
was directing traffic, but it was Matt Wright that sped it up, and Dylan Frazier said no.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, that's a tough counterpunching location, but Dylan Frazier had no problem covering that one.
And Riley Newman takes a big swing and catches J.W. Johnson, and they have match point on their paddle. 10-9, here we go. And that will do it. Riley Newman comes flying up, pounds the two-handed backhand at J.W. Johnson, and there is a big chest bump, a phenomenal rally in game two, and then nip and tuck to the buzzer like we thought it would be, and that is what a exclamation point looks like from Riley Newman.
Yeah, that is raw emotion right there. You can see what it meant to them to be able to have another chance against the Johns brothers on Sunday, playing for gold one more time. And for Riley Newman, he's back where he expects to be in that gold medal match.
What a battle that one was. Riley